There are two groups of people walking the earth, right? You got one group right now. Now, both groups have these dreams and these goals. Both groups, from the time that they were young, saw things on television, read things in books. They physically saw people doing things. They was like, yo, I want to do that. So what I want you to do for me is I want you to, and I know a lot of you are adults and you're adulting, and sometimes you don't have time for dreams and goals and stuff, right? But I want you to do me a favor. Like, don't let life do you like that. Like, don't let life put you in a circumstance or a situation where you stop dreaming. Like, don't let life put you in a situation where you are helping somebody else make their dreams become a reality that you forgot you have your own. Like, don't do that. Don't get so caught up giving some job 30, 40, 50, 60 hours of your day that you don't have any time left for yourself. And so do me a favor, I don't want reality right now. I'm not interested in how much your student loans are. I'm not interested. Because your student loans are sucking your dream. I'm not interested right now. And I got a divorce, and right now I just can't. I'm not interested. Not interested. Eric, I lost a child and you don't know what it's like to. I'm not interested in your reality right now. I want you to get back to your dreams. I want you to get back to your goals, because no matter what has happened in life, you've got another 30 years, another 40 years, another 50 years. Like, you can't get stuck on, like, you can't let that thing that devastated you in 1989, the thing that devastated you in 1996, 2001, like, you can't wake up every day to 2001. 2001 was a tragedy, yes it was, but you can't stay there. Look, I want you to look at your goals, and I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you know what it takes to make that happen? Like, do you, like literally, like, because this is what all it's gonna take. 3 things, this is all it's gonna take. Do you know what it takes? And you guys have an advantage because you've been at this conference, I think, 3 days, you got a whole bunch of information. Look, the only thing it takes to go from where I went to, a homeless, high school dropout, sleeping in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans, I went from being a high school dropout, getting a GED, to having a PhD. Listen to me, the only thing it takes is knowing what it takes. So one day I woke up and was like, okay, E, stop talking about what you don't have. You need to know what you don't know so you can get to where you're trying to get to. So being successful is not who you are, it's what you know. So I need to get a different relationship to knowledge. So I'm hyped, but I did not come here just so you can get pumped up or get hyped. You have been given information. You are this close to making every dream you wrote down happen. Why? Because you have been taught by the best of the best. You have been taught by the best of the best. You've been taught by people who've been doing this for years. You've been taught by people who love you and care for you. People who are giving you information that you're not going to get randomly on your own. And so you are this close to your dreams and goals. So I have to ask you the question. You have the information. Now, what are you going to do with it? You were born with greatness in you. How long you gonna give me excuses and this person didn't do that and this person? I'm a high school dropout, slept in abandoned buildings, ate out of trash can. We go tit for tat. How long you want to talk about that? When we gonna start talking about traveling the world? When we gonna talk about realizing your potential and waking up every day and giving me 120%? So I need you to do me a favor. I need your whys. This is what I want you to do for me. I want you to wake up. I want your whys. If you can put them on your phone, you can get the face printed out, put them in the car. I need you to smell your family members every day, 3 times a day. I need you to touch them some type of way 3 times a day. Listen, I need you to see them 3 times a day. I need you to put their voice, like record their voice. And when you go to work and you feel like not working, push play. Push play. And just hear them say, Mama, I need you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Start Small and Think Big. Yours truly, Cashigan J. Adderley. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. It promises to be a sensational, wonderful, engaging, impactful evening. And we have a cadre of amazing speakers that are going to join us this evening. And of course, what I want you to do right now is, if you're in the comment section, I want you to drop some ones right now. Drop some ones if you're ready to get started tonight, to let me know you're there, to let me know you're watching, and you are ready to get started, all right? So tonight we're talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about being able to start from the ground up. You know, we're talking about so many different things, and so I want you to tag somebody. I want you to share with somebody with like mind who wants to be a part of this event tonight. And we're getting ready to get it started in just a bit. Before we get started, we're going to invite Reverend Dino Cartwright to join us this evening as we get ready to start tonight. He's going to share a word of prayer before we jump into our first topic tonight. And of course, Dino, I want to welcome you. You'll be speaking a little bit later, but it's tremendous to have you. And of course, you have some valuable information from anybody who's heard you speak. You're going to be bringing your A game tonight, I'm sure.
I'm going to do my best to share the knowledge that I have and to kind of share what it is that we are looking to stir up. Tonight is really a stirring night. Tonight is about just getting people to push them out of their nest and to go make the leap that they've been trying to make for a long time. And so we're looking forward to what's going to happen after tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's open in a word of prayer, and then we'll jump into some things and get some things rolling.
Thank you so much. Let's go ahead in prayer. Father, we thank you for this night. We thank you for what you've put inside of us as entrepreneurs, as those who develop business in the world. We thank you, dear God, that you've given us good gifts. And because every good gift and every perfect gift comes from you, Father God, we come back to you now, dedicating this night to you, asking that you will stir up that which you have put in us, that you will now reignite old flames, that you will cause us to remember that reason why you've called us, even before the foundation of the world, the reason why you've placed us here in the world for such a time as this. We ask your blessings upon us. We ask your favor upon us tonight. And Father, even tonight, we thank you that our minds shall be stretched beyond capacity. Our minds shall be expanded. Our minds shall be illuminated. And we will leave tonight being reinvigorated, Father, to do that which you have called us to do. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Want to welcome you all again tonight to Think Big. I'll start small, think big. And our first presenter tonight is none other than Cashigan J. Adderley. He is indeed the Chief Creative Officer at Socially Cougar, which is a marketing company that helps you to develop your brand, that helps you to develop your social media presence. And beyond that, it helps you to be known. We must understand that our brand is what we have. Our brand is our signature. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you want to ensure that when you come out with everything that you need to come out with a spirit of excellence. And so tonight we're going to invite Cashigan Adderley. If you recognize his voice, you may know that from ZNS in the mornings on the gospel station. And so this is Cashigan Jamal that you would hear. Also, Cashigan tonight will be talking to us about 10 marketing tips for small businesses. Tonight, we don't just want you to watch us. Grab your pen, grab your paper, grab your notepad, put it on your phone, put it somewhere. You can go back to these, and afterward, Cashigan will let you know how you can reach him personally if you want to go further. But I just want to introduce welcome to everybody, Cashigan J. Adderley, the Chief Creative Officer. That's the new title I'm putting on him, of Socially Cougar. Thank you so much, Cashigan.
All right. Thank you so much, Dino, for joining me tonight. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump into it. It's going to be a quick section, but I'm trusting you it's going to be some really great things in here. And of course, yours truly, Cashigan J. Adderley, 10 marketing tips for your small business. All right. So if you're a small business owner and you want to be able to move into that medium size, into that large business, I want to be able to jump in here and give you some quick tips as we get started tonight. All right. So let's jump into this and let's get it started tonight. All right. And so as we start tonight, I just really want to talk a little bit about Social Cougar. Just let you know that we are a boutique social media agency. We focus on social media management, social media reconstruction. For those of you who have pages and haven't really updated it in a few years, and so we help kind of put those nuts and bolts back together. We focus on animated social media graphics. We do a little bit of resume refreshing. So you want a new twist on your resume, new twist on your CV, we could be able to help you with that as well. We do streaming intros, extras, YouTube, StreamYard, Twitch. The intro video that you saw at the beginning of the webinar, we did that as well. All right. Audio commercials and editing, podcast creation and management. We're going to talk a little bit about podcasting a little bit later. So stick in tune for that. All right. So let's jump into these 10 marketing tips. Feel free to take a little snapshot and jot these down. All right. So the first one obviously is to be able to optimize your social media. All right. And so as you would know, we went through the pandemic and a lot of things would have transitioned online. All right. And so, where persons couldn't get out, where they couldn't go anywhere, everything was online. And so a lot of persons have really stepped up their game in the social media platforms. And so I want to encourage you tonight that as you look at your business, number one and number two goes together, because as you put together your social media layout, you want to be mindful of your target audience. All right. And so if you have, some persons that you're catering to in your niche, and they are a little bit, on the not so young, but in the middle bracket, you may not want to set up a TikTok account, right? And so if you're focusing on persons that may be a little younger, your go-to may be TikTok. Your go-to may be Snapchat. But if you are, just being able to go toward older adults, then Facebook, Instagram is going to be your bread and butter. All right. And so it's always great to really stick to what you know, and what you don't know, either outsource that information or hit up YouTube YouTube University, and see how you could be able to better bring together everything you need for your business. All right. And I want to give you a nugget. I posted it a few days ago. Some of you might not have seen it, but WhatsApp business is so pivotal as we talk about optimizing your social media. All right. And because now Facebook owns, they own WhatsApp as well. They make it really good to be able to marry the two together. They make it really easy to marry Instagram together as well. And so everything works in a nice big circle. All right. So use that and be able to put all those together so that you can be able to win on social media. So we talked about target audience, and really as you look at your business, you look at your customers, who are you trying to attract, and be able to get on that social media that's best going to help you attract those persons. All right. Number 3, ask for referrals and reviews. All right. Facebook has an awesome section the way you can be able to post your reviews. All right. And if you want to go to the next level, you can be able to get these reviews. You could be able to turn those into animated GIFs. You could be able to turn those into graphics. You could be able to turn it into a whole bunch of other wonderful things to be able to post them to your social media. And of course, word of mouth referrals is just so powerful. All right. You can't understate it, and you can't use it enough. All right. So being able to jump in your WhatsApp, being able to jump in on those social media platforms, and being able to get those referrals is so very important. Now, this is a big one. We saw this particularly last year and even years before that. For those of you who advertise in Facebook groups or you run ads, being able to answer online questions fast and efficiently. All right. And so somebody posts a message in your messenger, and then you take like 2 or 3 days to be able to get back to them. You have to be able to answer them at a quick pace so that you can so that they can feel comfortable and they'd want to do business with you. A lot of persons, they have the money on them right there, right then, and they want to get something done. And so it's very important that you utilize answering questions very quickly. All right. And so next, number 5, utilize an email list. All right. Now, some of you do this. Some of you are not familiar. There are a myriad of different email clients that you can use. You could use your MailChimp. You could be able to use your ConvertKit. all these wonderful tools. And what they allow is for you to be able to send out email blasts to a tremendous amount of persons. You can have a free offer on the front end and be able to get these persons into your email list, and then you could be able to drip on them whenever you're having something that's powerful that's going on in your business that you want a lot of people to know very quickly. And so this goes hand in hand with your Facebook ads. It goes hand in hand with your Instagram ads, your Google ads, YouTube ads, all of that. It goes hand in hand, and it really is another arm in your small business and your marketing scheme that you're putting together. Now, this one is important: blogging, podcasting, and your website. All right. Now, blogging is so very impactful if you want to be able to get persons online. So as they search in Google, when you use certain keywords, they are going to find your blog. And so if you have a health business, a nutritional business, or maybe even a workout business or something like that, once you start to type and you put that blog out, when they type in those keywords, we're talking about search engine optimization, they're going to be able to find your company. And particularly if we're talking about persons from abroad and they're looking for a business down here, they're going to type it in Google. They're going to type it into some type of search engine and search up those keywords. So it's very important that you put that in there if you can. It's not for everybody, but it can be very helpful. Podcasting as well. Podcasting has been tremendous over the last few years, and it's gaining a lot of speed. It's gaining a lot of traction. And of course, I go over this in depth a lot of times because I love podcasting, and it really puts you in front of a new audience. All right. And so if you have, something that you're selling that has a real global or a real foreign type of feel, you want to be able to use podcasting to get in front of a lot of persons. And of course, your website does a lot of the same things. You can embed your blogging into your website, and you can embed your podcasting into your website as well. Number 7, double down on what works. A lot of people, they like to throw a lot of things at the wall and see what sticks. All right. Double down on those things that worked once you tried them and you got a lot of success. Keep pushing at those things, keep making those things happen, and keep putting those monies in those areas to be able to get momentous traction, right? And so number 8, we're getting closer to the end. Stand out from the crowd. All right. So what is it that sets your business apart? What is it that sets you different from all those who might be in the same niche as you, and their target audience may even be the same, but there's something different that you bring to the table. All right. And so make sure that you constantly put out that value out there. You constantly put yourself out there and show what separates you from the crowd, show what separates you from everybody else. Tonight is an awesome example of number 9, collaboration. A lot of persons with a lot of different businesses, with a lot of different companies coming together to make this awesome webinar, and everybody is getting promotion. All right. And so you can collaborate with somebody in the same niche as you, or you can set yourself up as an authority in that particular area by being interviewed by somebody else, or doing a live stream or some type of webinar using these free softwares like StreamYard, your Zoom, all these wonderful things, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, all these wonderful things are created. And so you can be able to collaborate. You could be able to share information at a moment's notice. And then finally, number 10, advertise within your niche. All right. And so very important that there are so many aspects to advertising. Right. There's so many ways to be able to get the information out, but it has to be in a way where you can be able to focus on your niche. So we talked a little bit about it with the target audience. We talked a little bit about it with optimizing your social media, focusing on that area where you strive in and being able to get persons in that area. All right. And advertising in that way. All right. And so that is, just a snapshot of 10 marketing tips. There are so many we could dive into, but I thought that these would be pertinent for tonight to be able to get you started to sink your teeth in. All right. And so before I get ready to wrap up, I want to let you know that the best marketing doesn't feel like marketing. All right. Written by Tom Fishburne. And so go out there, share, do some things different, play with some things, see what works for your business, see what doesn't work. And then, like I said, double down on those things that work and make it happen. All right. Definitely want to thank you so much for joining me. Just a quick 10 marketing tips from yours truly, Cashkin J. Ali, creative director over here at Social Cougar. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Socially Cougar. All right. And of course, thank you so much for being a part of that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And of course, we're here now at Start Small, Think Big. And we have, as I said before, we have a myriad of different persons who are going to join us tonight to be a part of this wonderful event. All right. So, listen, I want to go to the comment section right now. Let me see some tools. All right. Let me see some tools. Let me shout out some persons tonight. I got to send a big shout out to Laverne Popo. She's checking in. Got to send a big shout out to Kay Colebrook. Hey, Kay, what's going on? Checking in. Shantae B, Lucinda Roll. Everybody's in the comment section. Tag somebody. I see everybody tagging. Nathalie, good evening to you. Everybody's tagging. Enrico Bain, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for locking it in. And of course, I want to see some tools in the comment section. Put up some tools right now, and so I can know that you're listening in tonight and you're having a great time. So what we want to do right now is we want to get, I see my good friend William Dawkins. Thank you so much for checking in. I want to be able to get our second speaker on tonight. Brittany, I see you. I see your tools. I see your tools. I want to get our second speaker on tonight. The one and only Bridget L. Strap. And I told her just before we got started, I say, listen, you're going to do a fantabulous job tonight. I'm excited to hear what she's going to talk about tonight, talking a little bit about procrastination, all right? And how many of us know that we deal with procrastination from time to time, and she's really going to be able to help us to be able to figure this out, to be able to get into it a little bit more. And of course, a little bit about Bridget L. Strap. She has served in the law enforcement field for the past 23 years and is currently a police inspector on the Royal Bahamas Police Force, all right, stationed at the Police Prosecution, or rather Prosecution Division as a magistrate's court crown prosecutor. And of course, she is a single mother of two amazing children, a daughter aged 21 and a son aged 14. And also very important that she has been elected president of one of the best Toastmasters club in the Bahamas, the Healing Communicators Club, 7178. And she's also the CEO and founder of Bold Conversations. What comes to mind when you hear bold conversations? And I'm telling you tonight, it's going to be some bold conversations. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to welcome to Start Small, Think Big, the one and the only Bridget L. Strap. Thank you so much. And of course, Bridget.
Thank you. Cash again. I do not know if I can follow on the heels or the footstep of the first presenter. So awesome job, Cash again. And yes, my name is Bridget Strap, and I am here to talk about procrastination. I would like for everyone on this call to close their eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment and imagine with me. Imagine you have just been robbed. It is by far the most horrifying nightmare that you would ever experience. But guess what? You cannot get back what was stolen. At this very moment, I am guessing most of you would feel violated. Some of you will feel angry, and many of you will just want to cry. Now, open your eyes. Open your eyes with me. The person that just robbed you is no stranger. This thief stands 15 letters tall. His name, articulated, has 5 syllables and answers to the name procrastination. Some may ask, what is procrastination? To me, procrastination is keeping up with yesterday, the art of putting, delaying, or deferring an action to a later date, or being slow about something. We all had our encounters with procrastination, and for many reasons. It is not as simple as saying you are lazy. There are a bit more to procrastination than that. Oprah Winfrey said it best. We cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are. You cannot expect to be successful in life if you only put in the work on the days you feel like it. It does not work. It will not work. I am certain that I have times when we all stop before we even start a task, waited to get started on an important assignment, or panic at the last minute of getting it done, or keep putting it off by saying we will do it tomorrow or someday, or maybe never. I am sure, whatever the reason is, this thief cannot rob you unless you consent to it. There are several reasons for procrastination, and they are: one, the lack of motivation; two, the task may be challenging and complex; four, cannot start; five, lack of self compassion or failure; six, lack of focus; seven, stressed; eight, being overwhelmed. Do you know? Do you need the last minute to get things started? Some of us have a panic monster inside of us. Listen, guys, if you do not start, the day can slip away just by not getting started. Some folks have, to me, I believe that some folks have a procrastination degree. Stop doing things at the last minute. Are you a person who is always putting off things for another day? Well, it is time for you to stop hitting the snooze button on life. Court Pete said, until you value yourself, you will not value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do nothing with it. Each of us has the same opportunity with time. We each have the same minutes in every day. Everyone has the same opportunity to start. Even the wealthiest of people cannot buy time. A scientist cannot create time. We cannot save time to spend on another day or in super value, Burlington, or even Ross. If you want to make an easy job seem mighty hard, keep putting off doing what you are supposed to do. A man who dares to waste time, waste a man who dares to waste 1 hour has yet to discover the actual value of life. Procrastination usually ends in sorrowful regrets. Do not keep up with fear. Go out there and find your purpose. Once you achieve your goal, happiness is inevitable. Do not worry about distractions. Always remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. Procrastination is something almost everyone did. Everyone has delayed an important assignment or postponed an event. How do you overcome procrastination? Tip 1: make the task easy and fun. Tip 2: discover your purpose. Tip 3: set limit, time limit, goals, what you want to accomplish. 5: no distractions. 6: have a plan. 7: imagine your future. 8: just start. It takes great determination for anyone to stand up and say no to someone trying to rob them. I mean, after all, defending oneself against an assailant can be quite scary. But if you are committed to doing nothing, sit comfortably, anxiously, or fearfully, you are agreeing to be to being a victim. Today, it may be cleaning your room, getting a degree, or that certification, or it can be just starting your business. We must learn to overcome procrastination because every action has consequences. Do not get comfortable with it. Remind yourself you are not where you want to be. Then encourage yourself and say, I can. I will. I got this. Go out and step out on faith, even if you cannot see the entire staircase. I wish to leave you with this notion. Things comes to those who wait, but the things left by those who hustle. And I would take taken this acronym from one of our presenters today. He used the word hustle on his Facebook page, Mr. Brian Hebert, and it reads H, how, U, S, survive, T, through, L, life, every day. So it reads how you survive through life every day. And that was his acronym of hustle. So I want to just encourage everyone in this room tonight and to what our first presentation of our live video from Mr. Eric Thomas, who said that being successful is not who you are, but what you know. So I want everybody to know to know their reason why they are here and why they will not procrastinate any longer. Good evening. Back to you, Mr. Cashigan.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bridget L. Schraub. It was a tremendous, of course, talk tonight. And listen, I made the claim. I made the claim that I won't procrastinate. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put that in the comment section. If you made up your mind that you're going to stop with the procrastinating in this year of 2021, you're going to get on it. You're going to hustle. And of course, you're going to make it happen. I want you to put it in the comment section tonight. And let us know that you're not gonna procrastinate. Thank you so much, Ms. Strapp. We're gonna see you a little bit later. All right. All
Thank
right.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this evening you are tuned in to this wonderful event. Start small, and of course, think big. All right. It's all about enlarging that mindset. It's all about giving you some great tools to be able to enhance your business, to be able to enhance the thoughts, the goals, the dreams, the aspirations that you have within you. All right. And so we have some capable, tremendous persons that have been doing it. All right. They've been making it happen. They've been hustling. And of course, they've been making a name for themselves. And they're here tonight to drop these gems. All right. So anybody who you can think of right now who could use these gems, make sure you tag them. All right. Tag them and say, don't procrastinate. Jump on the call right now. Be a part of it. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a part of it. And we're getting ready to roll into our second speaker tonight. And of course, I've known this speaker for quite some time. All right. Quite some time. Before he had all the letters behind his name, I knew him. All right. And of course, he's coming with a wealth of information tonight. And of course, it's none other than Mr. Dino Cartwright. All right. And of course, he is so many things I can say, but he is a serial entrepreneur. He is a pastor of the Great Bethel Church. He is a financier. He is an investor. And of course, he is the CEO of Cornerstone Advisors, amongst other companies. All right. And so we definitely want to show a round of applause tonight. And we want to welcome to the stage once again the one and only Mr. Dino Cartwright as he comes tonight and shares with us Start Small, Think Big, and of course, he has some wonderful gems that he's going to drop tonight. Make sure you get your pens, get your pencils, get your notepad, and of course, you can use the recorder button on your phone so you don't miss nothing. All right. So, take it away.
Thank you so much, Cash. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to grab your pencil, your pen, whatever you need to, just so that you can even grab your kids' crayon pencil from school, just to make sure to get these notes tonight. I've got 6 quick points I want you to do regarding mindset, regarding how to shape and frame your mindset for entrepreneurship. The truth of the matter is, entrepreneurship goes much further than just getting a business license, getting a fancy logo, getting somebody to buy something from you. An entrepreneur is much different than a small business owner or even someone who is self-employed. How so? Because there are several key points that make an entrepreneur different and make this person qualified to walk down this path of entrepreneurship. The Bible tells us simply, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The key clause in that, what people, a lot of people don't look at, is in his heart. What does in his heart mean? In his heart means the deep recesses of his mind. What else does that mean? It means what you really believe about yourself. That is what you will show. That's what you will manifest. That's what you will more or less give to the world. And so tonight, I want to help you to change your mindset. The good thing about mindset also is that a mindset is not fixed. A mindset can be changed. It's all about developing the right habits. When you develop the right habits, then that equips you to develop the right mindset. So again, I was just doing all this talking so that you could get your pen and pencil in place. The first thing about the entrepreneur is this: the entrepreneur must understand that they must not be afraid to take risks. They must not be afraid to take risks. What is a risk? A risk is a probability of loss. Risk is a probability that something is not going to go right and this thing may not work out. But what makes an entrepreneur the entrepreneur is that they don't wait until things happen. They go ahead and take the leap, and then they learn to develop their wings on the way down. Being risky or taking risks is the first thing that qualifies somebody to step out and become that business owner, that entrepreneur that they're called to be. All right. And so how do you take risks? The first thing I want to let you know as a compliance person is that the risk that you take must be a calculated risk. Every risk that you take, you must learn how to count the cost. When you take risks in life, as you go ahead and go in a business, there is a 50% chance the business will not succeed. But I came to ask you a question. What if it does not fail? What if this is the one time this particular business actually breaks all records and breaks the ceiling? When you go forward and you become an entrepreneur, your mind must be one that is willing to go out against the grain, to jump out against what may seem like common sense and actually take the leap. All right. And so if you're not willing to take the leap, guess what? You may not be ready to be an entrepreneur. The case is, what I want to let persons understand and persons to know is that also when you take a risk in life, the chances are you'll be afraid, but go anyway. Because the faith that you need to launch a business does not even take into consideration the fear that you may feel. Even though you feel the fear and the trepidation and the shaking, and this person may not support me, this person may not like me, listen here, jump anyhow. Because there can be one customer that you meet that can change the rest of your financial life. Take the risk. The second thing I want to let persons know is, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you must find out, where do I add value? Where do I add value? Why? Because a business is all about learning how to add value. The coronavirus, this pandemic, all it did was it separated those who would add value to those who would not add value. And it really is essentially illuminated those who are now of this new E-class called the essential class. Those who are essential today are those who have actually figured out how to add value to what's going on around them. Adding value is the key that's going to separate you and distinguish you among the others. What's going to make you different and what's going to cause your business to succeed is not how much you're like somebody else. It doesn't matter if you have the same product. It doesn't matter if you have the similar prices. What's going to make you different is that extra thing about you that allows you to add value. And because we are all individuals, because we have different makeups, different backgrounds, different genealogies, the truth of the matter is, there's something in you that adds that secret sauce. There's something in you that adds that extra oomph to what you're adding. So even for those who are about to start a business, those of you who are in business now and just want to get on the cutting edge, find out, what is it that I can do? What is that one thing that I can do that can add value to everybody else? That is exactly what you'll be called to do in this arena. That is how you differentiate what you're doing today. All right, add value. The third thing is that you've got to be willing to pivot. A lot of people, whether it's ministry, whether it's their business, whether it's their school, whatever it is, those who do not pivot when the time is right, they will find themselves lost. This pandemic actually caused businesses to leap 2 years ahead in technology. This pandemic, which sunk a lot of people, actually skyrocketed and was the catalyst for a number of other businesses because they've learned to pivot. They've learned, maybe This is not the season for a brick and mortar company. This is the season for me to go ahead and pivot and change. You must be willing to change. You must be willing to learn, to kind of put your finger up in the air and find out what is the market doing. As an entrepreneur, your first business is to ensure that you meet the needs of the market that you're called to meet. The market has a gap today because you're not willing to pivot. And if you don't pivot, you will die. If you don't pivot, you will lose market share. If you don't pivot, what could have been a successful business will die in the graveyard of those archaic institutions that don't want to change. Because what you would understand too is that if you learn how to pivot, you will learn that there are more people who are for you than there are against you. Pivoting is so important. What's the pivot? If anybody used to watch basketball, if you can look at me, you can tell I'm not really an avid basketball player. But listen, I've learned that if you're going to make a shot and there is an opponent this way, you would stay on the same leg, turn to the left or turn to the right, which is a pivot, then shoot. And when you shoot, you have a better chance of making it. This past year has presented us with some offenses. This past year has presented us with some things that came right in our way, and we didn't know what to do, and we almost gave up. I want to challenge you. There is one more move. I want to challenge you. There's one spin that you could take, and it isn't a lot that you have to do. It's one small change that can change your life for the rest of your life. Find out where you need to pivot. Find out where you need to shift. Find out what you need to do and be willing to do it. The world is waiting on you. The third thing is that you've got to learn how to follow instinct. You've got to learn how to listen to your mind. Okay. How do I put this? I went to one of my mentors recently and I wanted to figure out how do I open up all these streams of business. He said, Dino, the reason why it's not coming to you right now is because you're trying to get these streams, but you're not focusing on the river. And if anybody is an 80s baby and you grew up in the 90s, you will understand the song by TLC, Waterfalls. And one of the lines is, don't go chasing waterfalls, listen to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. What are they trying to say? They're trying to say we're running after all of these streams, but if we take the time to listen to the river, what is the river? The river is the birthing place for all of these streams. If you can find the river, that one thing that you do better than anybody else, that is where your streams of income come from. All right. So tonight, when you go back home and you watch this over again, or you watch it another day, the first thing I want to ask you is, what is your river? What is your river? What is that thing that you do better than anybody else? That thing for the reason why you are here on the earth. What is that thing? Our later presenter will tell you about what his river is. And out of that river, he developed the streams of income. We often go running after streams, but if we find the river, we'll automatically find the stream. So the fourth thing is follow your instincts, follow your river. Listen to the inner voice that tells you, that thing we often say, one mind told me or something told me. Yeah, that thing. That thing is the answer to the dream that you have. That thing that keeps you up at night. That thing that causes you to be uneasy. Find that thing and work that thing. All right. This fifth thing is, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to develop a mind that solves problems. The issue is a lot of us are so pessimistic, we will never find the option that can be presented to us in life. The key is, if you always find an issue, you will always find a reason why this thing can't work. One of my favorite authors is Robert Kiyosaki. And if you look behind me, his book should be here somewhere, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said, the second we say in our mind that I can't afford a thing, our brain automatically shuts down and we no longer develop the tools or the techniques or the solutions that is needed. We often get messed up because in our thinking first. It don't matter. It doesn't matter those around you. You are defeated in your mind first. If you get your mind right, if you get your thinking right, if you become your own cheerleader first, if you don't wait on those to help you or to celebrate you, but you learn how to celebrate yourself, you would learn that this is what life is about. Let me give you a little thing. Entrepreneurs aren't concerned about quote unquote haters. All right. Haters don't exist to the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is so focused on what he or she is called to do, they don't even have the time to listen to the little noise on the market. When you're an entrepreneur, you have the mindset of a giraffe. You have no time to listen to the small animals that are around your feet trying to nibble at you to cause you to come down. I'm going to borrow something from Nehemiah in the Bible, who told Sanballat, Tobiah, and all those who tried to tell him, come down, let's talk. He said, listen, I can't afford to come down and have a conversation with you. Tonight, I want to let you know a leader solves problems. Do you want to know what business you're called to do? What is that thing that is a problem for you? What is that problem that you've identified? I often tell my wife this all the time. If it bothers you that much, that means you are anointed to fix it. All right. The reason why it bothers you and nobody else is because you've already been given the gift and the grace to fix that problem. The last thing I want to let you know is that to be an entrepreneur, you have to develop the mindset of an evergreen learner. You have to develop the mindset that I am constantly learning. Just because you graduated school does not mean that you graduated life. And if your mind is shut down, you will never open yourself to the possibilities that are out there. And you can learn from anybody. You can learn from a child that's walking in your house. The problem that they're facing could be the answer to the problem that you're supposed to fix. Don't despise anybody who you're learning from. In this hour of your life, in this season of your life, understand iron sharpens iron. So a friend sharpens the countenance of a friend. You must be an evergreen learner. One final thing I want to let you know: learners are earners. Those We have passed the agrarian age where you went to the field and made money. We've passed the industrial age where you worked on the conveyor belt and you put things together. We are now in the information age. Who will excel in this age are those who have the most accurate information, and not only the most accurate information, because the information is changing so fast. What was right yesterday is now obsolete. They must always be learning. The reason why we are in the state that we are in is because we have leaders who are still trained to think in the 60s when they got their degree and not realizing we're in 2021 when the problems are different. If you're going to be a leader in this era, you've got to be always learning, always advancing, always shifting, be ready to pivot. So your 6 points, and I'm getting out of here. The first thing is be a risk taker. Have a mindset to take calculated risks. The second thing is you must learn to add value. The third thing is that you must learn how to be willing to pivot. Fourthly, you must follow instinct. Follow your inner heart. Follow the voice you hear in your head when you lay down at bed at night. Number 5, solve problems. And number 6, always learn. That's how you develop the mindset of an entrepreneur. You remember now, before you go out there and get your business license, get your logo, develop the mindset first. And this mindset will lead you into your money. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause. I want to see some fire emojis in the comment section for Mr. Dino Cartwright. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a tremendous presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, be an evergreen learner. All right, a leader solves problems. Also, and we had a lot of participation in the comment section. Everybody was throwing out stuff. You gotta pivot. Gotta remember to pivot in these times. And of course, as you go through life, it's about pivoting. You gotta add value. All right, take the risk, leap into your destiny. And we're making sure that we watch the comment section. All right, we want to see you give us the best comment. Maybe something for you. You know, you just never know. All right, so make sure to take your notes and type it in the comment section, and so we can make sure that those who come after you can see all the wonderful things. All right, so I see those fire emojis. I see everybody ready. Mindset. This one says mindset will lead you into your money. All right, Royal V speaks. All right, shout out to you, Indira Ingram, Latino Rose. Thank you so much, Mr. Dino Cartwright, and we'll talk to you in a little bit as well. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you are watching live. Start small, think big, and we're having ourselves a tremendous conversation tonight. I know you're enjoying it because I see the comments, I see the fire emojis, I see the comments. Listen, you're having a good time. All right. So make sure to tag all your friends, tag everybody, because we still have 2 amazing speakers. And at the end, we're gonna have a Q&A section. And so we want you to get your questions ready. We're going to bring everybody on screen, and you could be able to shoot your questions out. We're going to do that for a little while, and then we'll wrap everything up at the end of the night. All right. So make sure, stay tuned. We're just getting started. We got 2 more to go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go across the seas, over the seas. All right. This event is so powerful that we made sure we brought in an international guest as well. All right. And he's been doing some powerful things since I met him a few days ago, had some conversations, and he's been busy all the time. All right. Of course, he's making things happen. And I want to introduce you to the one and only Lem Bass. All right. And of course, he is an accomplished business consultant, coach, guest speaker, and serial entrepreneur from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right. I love to be in the FLA. All right. And of course, he's best known for growing his Facebook business group, 24/7 CEO, that launched on October 19, 2019. And he has well over 800 members to about 48,000 members. All right. So let me break that down again. He went from 800, right, all the way to 48,000 members during the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. So he's been doing some amazing things. And of course, his Facebook business group, he launched a business service agency named 24/7 CEO Business Services. And of course, that services a variety of small business owners in the 24/7 CEO Facebook group. All right. So he's going to come. He's going to share some incredible things on this wonderful event. And of course, we want to welcome all the way from FLA, Fort Lauderdale, the one and only Lem Bass. Thank you so much, sir. It is so great to have you right here with Think Big, Start Small.
Good evening, you guys. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for having me on. It's truly a privilege to be able to speak to people, especially people of my color, to be able to educate and provide as much value that God has put into me. First and foremost, what I want to talk about today is basically talking about how entrepreneurs are able to leverage their business organically through the use of Facebook groups. Why is that important? I'm going to say about 80% of business owners in the beginning stage cannot afford to pay for marketing, whether it's Facebook ads, Google ads, because they don't have a budget that's going to successfully have a good ad campaign. So why, if that's the case, should you stop actually running the business? There has to be another way around it. So what I figured out is that a lot of times we don't pinpoint the importance of understanding how to market your business organically, and what is exactly is organic. Okay, so basically organic is like a marketing that is done free or low cost. So marketing that is done free or low cost is considered organic marketing. So what I figured out is that Facebook groups is probably, to me, one of the top 5 underrated organic marketing strategies. And so far, Facebook itself is starting to market Facebook groups and sponsor them because they're realizing that Facebook groups are evolving and starting to take over when it comes to the marketing game. Because Facebook group allow you to target an audience, like a big audience, free of charge, that fits your niche. Now, secondly, if I'm a business owner, what type of Facebook groups should I join? Most people fail with Facebook groups and they think they don't work because most of the time they just join any group. But the idea is that you have to understand that there's specific groups that match your niche. There's groups that match your exact industry. So in Facebook, we can find groups that is health and beauty related. You can find groups that is weight loss group. You can find groups that is business groups. You can find groups that are real estate related groups. So basically, you can find groups that specify your target audience. Now, what do I do when I join these groups? So, when you join these Facebook groups, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you engage with the audience, because these are real people. The first mistake you make is do not go in there and just market your product. Don't say, hey, I sell this, because people already know and they're expected to be sold to. In fact, some groups, for instance, don't allow marketing. If I'm in a weight loss support group, it's ideal around weight loss support. So they only want you to post free content to support weight loss. So if I'm offering a weight loss product, what I'll do is I'll join that weight loss group and I'll post free weight loss content, not marketing content. But then what I'll do is I will engage with the members, and then those members become clients. Like those members, why? Because those people in that group 100% are interested in trying to lose weight. So I know that if they follow me on Facebook and I'm posting my weight loss tea, my NutriBurst, my weight, training program, these people automatically will be interested in my product and service. Another example, let's say if I'm in the beauty industry and I sell health and beauty products. What I want to do is I want to join specific groups that are health and beauty related. You can literally go on the tab and put beauty groups. And there's groups to like 10,000, 20,000 members of everyone that wants to learn about health and beauty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post content related to health and beauty, because the people there are going to be interested in that topic. Last strategy you want to use is that not just joining Facebook groups and marketing in Facebook groups, you could also create your own group. And that's even more powerful. Like you could literally create multiple groups that could bring you in between 50K if you market properly. Why? Facebook groups are effective to create if you're in the marketing industry, if you're a consultant like myself, if you're a graphic designer, web designer, if you're a health coach, business coach, if you're a lawyer, if you're some type of advisor, you could benefit by creating your own Facebook group. Because what you're doing is that you're building an audience that you could automatically turn to customers. So if I'm a credit agent, for instance, and I build credit, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a free credit, like a free credit resource group. Like keyword is free, because people are gonna join the group because it's free. So what I'm gonna do is in that free credit group, I'm gonna be giving free credit tips. And because it's free, that means that group has a higher chance of growing to a big number in a short amount of time. It works, trust me, I did it. So as I'm giving value, of course, those members are gonna trust my knowledge and they're gonna actually pay for my service. See, the biggest thing that people don't do in business is that they start a business and then they find the audience, which is nothing wrong with that. But how about if you have the audience and then start the business? How about you build your audience first? Because it deviates you having to do ads. You can already have an audience that's already there. So if I'm a credit repair agent, even that. If I'm a health coach and I have a health support group, and I built this group genuinely, I didn't sell any products to them yet. I just built that group predicated on health support. Like by that time that group goes to about 10,000 members, and those groups have personally, seen value in what I do. If I launch my health product, 90% of those members are gonna pay for that product because they see value in what you give. You built your audience first, So that's one way that I taught other people that's in the credit field that are real estate agents, that are consulting how to monetize using the audience of Facebook groups. Facebook groups could literally be a cheat code if you understand how to find the right groups and how to build your own group. And then you could build multiple groups. There's no cap to the groups you could build. And people don't realize how powerful these groups are. Like, you probably just go to, oh yeah, I'm just posting the group. But if you really understand the concept that it takes to be in the right group, you can understand that I could use this to actually lift my business organically. You can make money organically. Like you can win organically. So now you can start investing in the ads with the money that the business make, not money that's your money off your job. You're using the business money to invest in ads. So focus on the organic growth as an entrepreneur. How could I grow my business organically? because the biggest thing you make is using your own money to pay for ads. You never want to use your own money. It's either use your business money or you use a grant, a loan, a credit card. Never use your own money, meaning your job money, your working money, to invest into ads. Be smart. And it starts by understanding how to grow your business organically. Listen, some of us don't need funding, honestly. Like, some of us don't need loans or credit cards. Some of us just need to actually launch a product that is valuable, that's going to generate its own funding. Use your business to fund its business. Use your business to fund itself. So understanding how to market organically will allow you to use your business to now be able to use that funding to fund into ads. Like, I honestly believe that most entrepreneurs could at least minimum do a 50K business, a year organically before they ever invest in one ad. That's what I honestly believe. Because I've seen it done. I did it myself. My very first year in business, we're on track of making 6 figures. That's about 10K a month. Not a lot of money, but I didn't invest in not one ad yet. Not one ad. Our organic marketing. But now what I'm able to do is, instead of having to get a loan or a grant to invest in marketing, all I'm doing is I'm using money from my business to invest into the ads. Organic marketing is huge. Do not run from it. It's going to help you grow your business in the beginning stage. So I definitely, I recommend that you guys think about how can I grow my business organically in the beginning stage. And last but not least, guys, always remember that it's always a process. Everything in business is baby steps. Like, don't let, making 6 figures be your main influence. Think about doing better today than yesterday. Do it a day at a time. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like a lot of times, we get cut up trying to make 6 figures this year. We don't really take baby steps on our goals. Take baby steps on your goals. Step by step, have small and short-term goals, because eventually you'll get there. But that's all for today. You guys stay blessed. I hope this helped you guys out when it comes to business strategies. I truly believe in this strategy because it has changed my life, and I've been helping others do the same thing with Facebook groups. So you guys, thank you so much for having me on. Have a blessed day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see some rockets. All right, put some rocket emojis in the comment section for Lem Base. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about y'all, but I got to go back and I got to scrub through this whole entire webinar. All right, there was so much gems that he dropped just now, and of course, I am a purveyor as well as of the Facebook groups, and a lot of people, they don't know a lot about the stuff that you drop, Lem Base. I saw a few persons in the comment section. They definitely knew exactly what you were talking about. But this is new information for some of the persons that are watching. And that's why this event is so powerful, because for some, it's going to be, just stuff they already know. But for others, it's going to be brand new information, or you're going to bring it in a way that they haven't seen it before. And so we thank you so much for sharing. And I'm sure they come in with some questions for the Q&A section. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Bates. We see you in a few. All right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we're going to have a little bit of a round table discussion at the end. So make sure that you get your questions ready. We're going to do that after our final speaker, who's getting ready to come up in just a few seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your rockets. I see your rockets in the comment section. I see some hearts in there. All kind of good stuff. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. The event is far from over. We have one more speaker, and then we're going to get into the Q&A section, which is going to be powerful as well. And so if you have any questions, anything that you heard, you want a little bit more of a clarification on, you could do that at the end, all right? But I want to take you back a few months. Mr. Brian Hepburn brought this event to myself and Mr. Dino Cartwright. And, he just had a bit of a framework. And, that's why in my presentation, I spoke about collaboration. It's always good when you get to bring persons together. You have expertise in this area, you have expertise in this area. We can bring it together, we can collaborate, and we can make something impactful. We can make something that's going to bless and help a lot of people. And that's what we did with this event. Start small, think big. And this is just the beginning. All right. I just want to throw that nugget. It's just the beginning. But since I've known Mr. Brian Hepburn, he's just been such an influential person. All right. He has a mind that works like nobody else's mind that I know. I mean, you can talk to him and he can give you about, he can look at a situation and give you about 20 different ways of how to figure out that situation, how to monetize that situation, and be able to bounce out of whatever you are in. All right. And I want to tell you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you got a gift. You got gifts that have shared tonight. And this is another gift that is going to share. And so let's not take these opportunities for light. Let's get all the information we can get. Let's put everything out. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, what I want for Brian. Give me some explosion. Give me some explosions in the comment section. Give me some bombs in the comment section.
I do apologize for that. My AirPods died. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he's coming to share tonight. And of course, he has a myriad of businesses that he will talk about, I'm sure, tonight. And he has some interesting viewpoints. And of course, he is the founder. He is the creator of this event. And we want to welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I see the explosions. I see the bombs. For the one and only Mr. Brian Hepburn is joining us this wonderful event. Start small, think big. It's on to you, Mr. Hepburn.
Yes, a very pleasant good night, everyone. Trust that you guys are enjoying the event thus far. Listen, I'm blessed. I'm just sitting down, and I mean the information that was coming in, man, mind blowing. I just can't wait to get out there and use them, man. Powerful speakers, man. You know, I just want to say, you know, thank you to all the viewers that take the time out to join in tonight. I just want to say thank you to everyone behind the scene. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you all. Now, I'm getting ready to get up here. And if anybody know me, and those that follow me, they follow me to be me. And so I can be Brian Hepburn. All right. And so one time ago, they used to call me Brian Transparency Hepburn. Why they call me Brian Transparency Hepburn is because I love stories. You know, I love to get up. And so before I get into my message, I want you to know in the testimonies, there is the message. All right. Because what I found out, right? Let me tell you what I found out, you know, by dealing with this series is that we have so much knowledgeable people, right? They study, you know what I mean? They read books, they're knowledgeable. But I realized that either it is not for either the information that they're studying and they're giving, it is not for where they live or what is going on in their life, or I just find out that they themselves are lacking. All right, they study for people, but they themselves are failing. So what I've learned to do in life is always try to use my life, my experiences, so I could be able to relate to people. See, what I've learned through life is that there are so many hopeless people. All right. People love testimonies because it gives them hope. When they see that you could achieve it, when they see where you come from, trust me, it inspires them to believe that they can do it as well. And you know, as I was sitting here tonight, I was like, you know something, man, where can I start from? And you know what came into my spirit? I'm going to tell you, parents, a lot of times, let me tell you something, we have so many frustrated children of the other day. And I can tell you why I say they are so frustrated. When we tell you why they're frustrated because the parents want the children to be who they want them to be instead of who the children desire to be. And why I say that? When I was a young boy, between the age of 10 or 11, I used to like to go in the yard and I used to like rake up. I used to like weed. I love landscaping. I just like looking at a yard, and if it's bushy and dirty, I used to have a passion. I used to say, man, listen here, I just want to see how this yard gonna look when I clean this up. It's always like a powerful revelation that I get from it. And so anyhow, my mother saw that. And I remember one day she pulled up in the car in the little van she had, and guess what was in the back of there? A lawnmower. She saw my passion. She saw what I love, and she encouraged that. She pushed that. As parents, you have to watch your children, watch their passion, watch what they love, and encourage that. Stop trying to send your children off to school to make you look good and to be who you want them to be rather than who they're supposed to be. I don't know who that message for tonight. And guess what? It may sound like a preaching, but get ready because we getting into something tonight. All right? And so listen here. That's the problem that we have right now. A lot of angry people sitting in these places, and they're not working their gifts. They're not operating in their purpose. They don't have no passion. I could even go up a little further. When I started this landscaping business, I'll start off with the landscaping business. I remember there was so much distractions, started to come my way. It started to push me away, from my purpose. Let me tell you something. Whenever you start to get on the road to purpose, distractions can come. Things can come to try pull you away. And to be honest with you, I went into a life that wasn't pleasing, and I don't want to really get into that tonight, but it pushed me away from the landscaping aspect. And as a result of that, I didn't have no more desire. I didn't have no more passion, no more purpose for the landscaping no more. I was lost. And I remember at one point, I got back at it again. See, let me tell you something. Whenever you have purpose, whenever there's a passion on the inside of you, you will always get back to it. You'll always come back to your senses. And I'll fast forward it. A lot of you guys today probably looking at, me and my wife life, and you're probably seeing the now. But what many of you guys never saw, was the past, what we went through to get to where we have to get today. People will say, Mr. Hepburn, how in the world you have 10 streams of income? Mr. Hepburn, how could you put in $1,000 a day? How could you do that? How is that possible? What are you doing? You see, now we're getting into the mess. I tell you, the mess is coming. When the pandemic came around, so many people got caught off guard. A lot of people couldn't handle change. While everybody was crying, I saw opportunities, ideas. Everything was coming. A matter of fact, during the pandemic, I was even able to open up more streams of income. Now, I'm going to give you guys some practical tips, man. I want you to go out here and use these tips. I'm going to show you how you can build up your business. Let me tell you how you can build up your business. Simple, through multiple streams of income. See, being an entrepreneur, sad to say, isn't for everyone, but multiple streams of income is. See, we can't miss that, all right? So let me tell you right now a little bit about multiple streams of income. I'm going to tell you how, I'm able to make that $1,000 every day for the viewing audience to see, all right? Okay, let me give you guys a little tip, something practical that you could use, because a lot of y'all is give away your money. A lot of people don't think. See, that's the problem what we have today. A lot of people don't think in it. You see, I'm the person, you're talking to someone who stay on the ground. I'm always moving. And every time I'm moving, I'm seeing opportunities while people are passing them every day. Okay? For example, let me give you one example of what I'm talking about. How do you miss your opportunity? Okay? For example, you may be to work, right? And somebody might walk up to you and say, John Doe, do you know anybody that paints house? Tell me what the first thing you can do as a woman or as a man who don't know how to paint. Tell me what you can do. You know what you can do? You can give that job to somebody else because you can say, I don't know how to paint. And see, that's where many of us go wrong. You know what I tell people when they come up to me and they ask me something? I don't know how to do it. Let me get back to you. I could do that. See, that's the problem with us today. No faith, and we don't believe in ourselves, and we don't think. So what I do is I go out there and I get somebody who's the expert in that. And I say, listen here, see the house right there? How much would you charge to paint that? Tell me everything I need to do to get this house paint right here. They'll say, okay, I tell you what, that house right there, that right there is about $5,000. All right, thank you. Okay, I don't know nothing but painting, but you know what I can do? I can out there to get 3 or 4 fellas, and we can try and knock that out in 2-3 days. See, while you working, you may be working, or you may be on another stream of income, money is coming in. So for example, let's say you say $5,000 for that paint job, right? And you go there, don't get people to connect with you, partner with you, because guess why? You ain't gonna make nothing. Get some workers and say, let's say the job is 3 to 4 days, right? And you get about 3 guys to do this job, which is $5,000, right? Let's say you pay $60 a day, right? Which is 180, right? And if you do 180 times 3, that's like roughly about $600. How much money you make by doing nothing? By using your head, 4,400. So you sitting down and you wondering how Mr. Hepburn doing these things, and I'm trying to tell you how I do it. All right. So the problem is, listen to what the problem is. Why your one business right now feel like it ain't making it, and it feel like it's a burden. You want me to tell you why? Because you're taking too much away from it. You're not adding to it. You're not creating multiple streams of income. That's the key. You understand? That's the key. So someone say, tell me, Mr. Hepburn, more. Okay, I'll tell you more. Okay. I'm not going to get into much details about the streams, but I'll tell you realistically that yes, Mr. Hepburn do bring in $1,000 a day. But now let's be realistic now. You have a team. You have people that you have to pay. Okay? So we're not bringing in $1,000 every day. But let me help some of y'all, because some of y'all love loans. Some of y'all love banks. That's why some of y'all in debts today. But before I bash y'all and get to that point, I know what it is to be in debts. Me and my wife know what it is to be in debts, man. We know what it is to come home, the light off, water off, cable off, phone off, again, all borrowed out. We know what it is. Come on, listen. We know what it is to break down in the car and I have to lift up the hood and act like something like the engine have problems while our gas break down. Huh? Think about it. That's the kind of life we used to live. And you know why? I can't blame nobody but myself. I blame myself because why? As the husband, I was watching my family fail. I was a failure. Until one day I said I had enough of this foolishness, man. You see? So I thank God for that downfall. Because if it wasn't for that downfall, I wouldn't have been here today, sharing this heartful message. Because I'm sure most of you who are here right now are going through the pandemic experience right now. You're hurting. Some of you right now even have monies right now, and you're probably sitting there saying, what should I invest in? What should I do? You know what I mean? This is where you're at right now. I'm telling you, you're hurting. So watch this now. Watch this. Somebody sitting down, give you all a little something. Me and my wife, right now, right? Okay, it ain't no secret that we're building. It ain't no secret. That out there. People see that, all right? But watch this now. We ain't getting no bank. We ain't fooling with no loan. And I'm trying to tell you, you could do it too. If you make $1,000 a day or 10 streams, right? And you times that by 30, how much that is? That's 30,000. If you do that by 12, how much that is? $360,000 in 1 year. In 1 year. So tell me why you can't wait. Tell me why when y'all look online and y'all see me pushing hard and y'all see me doing what I'm doing, because I on a mission. I'm determined. You see? Very determined. You have to now tap into taking chances, like what Reverend Cartwright said earlier. You got to learn how to invest. I know this message for you right now is so much, but I can close with this last testimony. All right? I remember when, everything was going haywire with me and my wife. I wish she was here tonight because she is the message. It ain't gonna be me without her. That's my soldier. That's my bona fide. That's my empress. That's my queen. That's who I honor. Why? Because she's a real woman. She stuck with me when I had nothing. So when you see people in life, man, people, when you see them get to that place in life, don't envy them because you don't know what they had to go through. You don't know. You understand? And I'm telling you, we used to do repeated cycles. We know what it is to borrow. We know what it is to be in debts. We know about all that. But I remember one time we were away. So I can help some of y'all with this statement right here. We were away and we were shopping, doing the same normal thing, borrowing money to go on vacation, just borrowing money. Borrowing, debts going higher, put you in bondage, your marriage in trouble now because you're in debts. Don't let nobody fool you. Trust me, your home is a mess. And we doing the same thing. People on Facebook see you traveling and going on vacation. Big boss, big timers. Yeah, boy, living life. They ain't know you all borrowed out. You in all kind of debts. I'm telling you. We was away doing the same cycle for years. And one day I was sitting in the hotel room and I say to my wife, I say, man, I gotta do something. I have to add to this landscaping business because this landscaping business ain't cutting it. And so I say, I'm gonna go get me some Nautica shirts. I know probably Dino Cartwright laughing at me right now, I gonna get some Nautica shirts. I took about maybe $500 or $600 and I got some Nautica shirts, I said I can try selling some Nautica shirts, man. I gotta make some things happen. And so when I came back in the hotel room, I started to spread the shirts out, and I put them online. People start saying, I want this, I want this, I want that. All of a sudden, the Nautica shirt business, boom, boom. Then you know what? I remember having a $1,500 float. And I said to myself, this is my float. In other words, this is my investment money. I must never touch that $1,500. See, the problem with us today is we love to spend our money. We ain't supposed to spend our money. You're supposed to spend the money you make off investing. You see? And I said to myself, this $1,500, if I ever have to touch that $1,500, then something wrong. And so when I sat there, I say, you know something, boy, this shirt, boy, what else I could think about? I said, man, let me get another truck. I could do for hire. Bam, that's another stream. I said, man, what else I could do? What else I could do? And I had to keep adding on, out of the investment money, not my money. Every time I was able to make a profit, I used the profit to invest it into something else. And that's how I was able to create multiple streams. Every time somebody invests into Hepburns Global, guess what happens? Guess what happened? A stream open up. And in the next series now, because we have another part of this. In the next series, I'm gonna come with straight knowledge and straight facts. I'm not gonna be transparent. I'm not gonna be sharing testimonies. I'm just trying to get you all get up, and they'll be able to let you know how to maintain, how to manage these things. Because see, the problem is a lot of people do not know how to manage. They have no discipline. That's why the pandemic was such a blessing for me and my family. because I saw opportunities, and guess what? That same rock bottom experience with me and my wife had for years prepared us for it. So we was ready. I told my wife that if anything happened, we could go without for 2 years straight and we can live the same normal life. Why? Because you're supposed to prepare for times like that, man. You're supposed to be ready. You're supposed to be ready. So, with all that said, I know there's so much gone out to you at once, but I hope that your mind has been challenged tonight, man. I just want you to start thinking. When you walk out your door, there's an opportunity. Stop turning down your money. When people come to you and ask you about something that you cannot do, you don't turn that down. You go there and deal with that. When you pray to God and say, God, send me a blessing, it comes in unexpected ways. That's why every day I'm out there. I could clean windows. I would pressure wash. I would wash car. Listen, I cut the grass. The other day, this guy saw me come in the yard and he said, whoa, you come to cut my, what you mean? See, that's the mindset these people have. I'm on assignment. I'm on a mission. When you on a mission, you ain't got no time for no naysayers. You focus. You got to do what you got to do. And let me tell you something, right? In the next series, we're going to talk more about, how we could be able to transform people, because it's not just about teens. I'm going to talk more about the organization that, I'm getting ready to launch, WHU, which is We Help Us. It's going to be a powerful movement. And I'm going to show you why the streams of income is important, because let me tell you why it is so important to get these men, waking, these men off the street. So we're going to put a car wash in every community. We're going to put a landscaping business in every community. That's how we're going to do our part. So I'm going to talk about that in another time, but I just sharing testimonies, and in the testimonies, there's messages in it. Now, I don't know what you grabbed tonight, but I hope you grab something that could be able to help you, man. Let me tell you something in closing. Somebody told me and my wife no one time when we going to try to borrow some money, and that no is what changed my life and our life. That's it. So my brothers and sisters, tonight, thank you so much for tuning in, man. I'm so glad that we was able to get to this place. And I could feel y'all pulling in them. I could feel y'all pulling. I could feel the pull. Like, come on. But listen, I ain't gonna let y'all pull me. But let me tell you something, man. I hope you guys can see I'm excited. Man, listen, I'm excited, man, because we are getting ready to put something together. And let me tell you something, it's a different event. It's a different webinar. Y'all ain't tired of just going to webinars and people just sitting there talking, telling y'all things. Like, I want to get involved. I want you guys to feel me, because a lot of people hurting, and guess what? We love to share the success story, but we don't like to share our failures. We don't like to share how we fail in life. Like Reverend Cartwright, we never just talk, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people do not like to share their failures. Like, we try to make people believe that everything is so glitter and so good. And that's the sad part about Facebook too. Sometimes they see, for example, me, because they know sometimes I always love to talk about my wife or certain things we do. But boy, let me tell you something. You don't know the hell we've been through. And we are now just in celebration mode, man. And so my brother said, hope you could run off with these tips. You'll never have another broke day again. You will be able to go there and start to create multiple streams of income and hire people. You remember these guys talk about value? Yes, you'll be bringing value, because why? You are now contributing to society. You're contributing to society. You're taking men off the street. You are now the light in the darkness, because why? Look at this pandemic. Many people don't have a job. You could be the one in the pandemic giving people jobs. Stop thinking about yourself only. You could do it. Start to believe in yourself. Believe that you could do it. And listen, and last, stay from that bank. I mean, I'm not telling you that, your faith may not be there. But let me tell you something, man. I against those loans. Because I see what debts could do, and I see that the ability that you could do it. If you just think big, stop thinking small. Stop thinking you can't get the home you want, man. Stop thinking you can't get that boat if you want that boat. Stop thinking you can't do it. You can do it. You just first have to get this mindset right. Once you get this mindset right, that's it. And like I say, this is the final one in closing. It says what? Start small. That's the seed. Think big is faith now. Let me say it again. Start small is the seed you plant. Think big is faith now. You have to remember now, your business is not a small business, it's a growing business. Remember the seed now, but you gotta keep adding to it. You gotta keep spreading out. So, okay, my brothers and sisters, thank you so much. And I would say, what time is it? In a few hours, guys, guess what? In a few hours. Guess what's happening in a few hours? Yes, it's going to be my birthday. Yes, it's going to be my birthday in a few hours. God is so good. And me and my wife, we're going to show a testimony on the book. We wanted to show it tonight, but I say I'll show it on my birthday. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, man. I want to say thank you to all the speakers, Strap, you know what I mean, Reverend Cartwright, Keshikan, man. Let me tell you something. I torture all them, every last one of them. I torture each one of them, man. Believe it or not, this is my first time doing something like this. So these guys were behind the scene coaching me. They were working with me, and they were telling me, bro, we believe in you. We know you can do this. So, hey, this is my first time doing something like this. So, how did I do? How did I do, man? How did I do? All right. So, let's give it back to Keshikan. Keshikan. Did you find out who was the first person who joined the live scene? Who was the first person, Mr. Ali? I can't hear you guys again. You need to put your speak on.
My apologies. Apologies. I'm not sure if Dino might have seen who was the first person, because I think
who was the first person, Dino? You was able to see who was the first person? No way.
I didn't even see who the first person was. Hopefully the first person can identify themselves.
Okay, who was the first person who was in the live now? Don't force me have to go way back to the front now.
You understand?
Yeah, who was the first person to log on tonight? Oh Lord, nobody? Oh Lord, man, y'all stop that, man. I trying to give somebody $50 a night, man. Listen, let's find a way to give somebody $50 a night, man.
Okay, Sharon.
Man.
Sharon Pratt say she was.
Yeah.
Or William Dawkins said he was.
William Dawkins, listen. Thank you for saying your name, William Dawkins. Let me give him a little shout out there, man. That's my brother. That's my partner. That's my friend. That's me and that brother, man. Listen. Yeah, man. Salute, my friend. Salute.
Boy, it's a couple of people who saying they was the first.
Oh, we can cancel that. We can figure something else out. We'll surprise somebody.
Listen, all right, but I know we got to run to the Q&A section. But before we do that, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to drop some diamonds, all right? Drop some diamonds, drop some gems in the comment section for Mr. Brian Hepburn, a fantabulous, wonderful speech. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the backyard getting emotional. And then I go on from emotional and I start thinking about some business ideas. So one of them can get a WhatsApp after this. You don't have to worry about that. So what we want to do is we want to bring all the presenters on right now. And we want to make sure everybody is situated, Lem and Bridget. And we want you to be able to drop your questions if you got any questions. So let me bring in Lem. And let me bring in Strap. And so, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Q&A section.
Yay, I'm in the room.
Top in the road right now. So before we get ready to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, any questions for any of the presenters, you could drop it right in the comments section, and we'll read it out. Let's get some questions in there. Boy, a lot of gems in there, a lot of diamonds in there. Everybody enjoying it. Yes, yes. All right, so we're just gonna see if we can get a question in there tonight. And of course, while we're waiting on the question, Brian, you want to just, I think everybody in here is your friend on Facebook, but just give us your name on Facebook so persons can add you. Any business Facebook pages that you want them to add as well?
I mean, I'm good, just Brian Hepburn. And then you get the Nautica shirts online. You get the Hepburn's Trucking, the Hepburn's Landscaping, all those online. So once they get connected to me personally, you know, they could get more from there, you know. Somebody asked me, I think that's Dino, explain the process of pivoting.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. The process of pivoting is essentially this. The art of the pivot is you have to keep one foot steady on the ground and be flexible enough to move and make any movements. The key with pivoting is that you must find out what is that thing that you have mastery over. That's what you put your foot on. As you pivot in business or in making decisions, you have to find out what is that key skill that you have that you can now use. So, for instance, for a business that pivots, if they're selling shoes and they have to now shut down because pandemic and all of that, you don't stop selling shoes. You just change the method in which you sell shoes. So you start selling online, or you start using some drop shipping. Which the process of drop shipping is you kind of work as the middleman between the consumer and the person who produces it. And so pivoting is actually maintaining what it is your core business and actually just changing the way that you deliver this product to the person. Because so many products are out there today, the key difference or the key thing that is going to cause somebody to come back is your level of service and your level of attention to detail to your customer. And so the key to that you're doing is maintain the core of your business. Don't change that, but find out what is the current method that this can be produced or introduced or given to your core market, and then work at that. Meaning, another core thing to pivot is don't allow the way you do things to be one way. Don't allow the way you do things to be static. Be willing to change and still produce at the end result the spirit of excellence and executing what it's called to do. And so if you, whatever your key skill is, work that and just offer it a different way. That's essentially what your thing is.
All right. Next question. Do you have to have big capital to begin a business?
That's all, Brian.
No, you don't have to have a big capital. All you have to do is just start, you know, and be creative, you know, in your thinking. All right. Now, for example, like I said again, how I started out with the few shirts, you know, that's what really opened up the door for so many multiple streams. Just that one idea. All you need is you don't need to pray for money, you know, you need to pray for an idea. And when you get that idea, you work that idea, man. That idea will bring you in the money. It will bring you in the people to be able to get to that point in your business to where you want to go. I hope that help.
All right, definitely. Any other questions from the comment section? Let's get those comments in as we get ready to wrap up this evening. It has been a really powerful one. It's been an impactful one. And of course, this video is available. All right, let's get this one. This one says, how long did it take you to expand your Facebook followers to where it is now? It's Jennifer Edgar. I wonder, anyone in particular, Jennifer, you want to address that one too? That's Lemmy.
That's them.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, like honestly, it didn't take me long during the pandemic because I had my Facebook group in October. We had about 800 members. So what happened was that like during the pandemic, people were stuck at home. You know, like no job, no school. So all I did was just post the same content. I was posting motivational content, business tips, but these posts were going viral because people were home doing nothing. So I'm like, I think in the span of like 4 or 5 months, I grew to like 20K followers. So it's really about being consistent and not even thinking about how I'm gonna grow my group. It's weird, you know, because a lot of times like we get caught up in like going viral, getting popular, and not really giving value. But growing your audience comes with giving value. People follow you because they support what you do. If they see, okay, Lim is fire, I love his content, they're gonna follow you. You know, like you don't just go viral if you don't provide something to follow. So think about, okay, what am I good at? You know, especially if your goal is to become like, let's say like a Facebook influencer, a TikToker. Think about, I'm doing this because I love doing it. Think about, okay, I'm gonna do it every single day, like regardless if I follow it or not, because that builds what's called consistency naturally. Because if your mindset is 100% being famous, being social media famous, automatically if it doesn't come fast, you're gonna quit. But if it's pure, like, man, I love doing this, I love posting content, I love marketing and stuff, over time it will naturally start growing because it's genuine. So stay consistent and have a mindset of providing value. Think about value before numbers. Value before numbers.
Mm-hmm. All right, powerful. Value before numbers. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, again, consistency is key and people follow your value. All right. Yeah, very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we want to do, we want to get one more question in before we wrap up. Yeah. All right, let's go to the comment section. Let's get one more question in, and then we're gonna get a final word from all the presenters, and then we're gonna wrap it up. We got a special video for you, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up this first edition of the Start Small, Think Big webinar. Any more questions? All right. So while we get that last question, let's go to Ms. Strap. I want to get your closing comments as we get ready to wrap up this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Cash again. And I do believe that this webinar was a huge success. And, I'm always encouraging Mr. Brian Hebburn to tell him to keep pushing and keep moving. The sky is the limit on whatever he would like to do. So I am so thankful and honored to be in great company among men tonight. And my first time, meeting most of you, except for Brian, who was my schoolmate and friend. So thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing or being a part of the next session of Think Big webinar. So thank you to all and to all of our viewers. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Strap. I'll answer this question before we go to Mr. Lem. So Sharon Pratt, she wanted to know how we were able to get so many streams at one time. And so Sharon, what we're using tonight is called StreamYard. We're using the Pro version. And so the Pro version allows you to be able to stream to 3 different social media platforms at one time. So we're streaming to a Facebook page, we're streaming to a Facebook group, and we're streaming to YouTube. I believe I could have streamed as well to my LinkedIn page, but we just went with the 3 pages as well. And so I think it gives you kind of unlimited pages based on how many you want to do. Now, if you wanted to be able to go Instagram Live, you would have to use a totally different phone. All right. But obviously that question was actually to Brian. Thank you so much, Sharon Brian. The question was Brian.
Okay, that's pretty easy. You have to have a team.
Mhm.
See, like I said once again, I don't know if you heard. I said that through the investments, it gives you an opportunity, right, to create more multiple streams of income, which gives other people a job. So, for example, let's say, if I open up a hot dog stand, the last two people off the street who could manage that. That's there to do. I ain't there. All right. I go on about my business. You know what I mean? So if I open up a car wash, right, I get some people to run that. I go on about my business. I can't do it by myself. You have to have a team. And so, by extension, that's what Reverend Cartwright taught me. I had to go there. I brought him into my life for that specific reason because he taught me about having another team. You know what I mean? Because I was just so focusing on the groundwork team. But hey, you need to now deal with your business team now. You have to learn how to manage that. And then, you get strapped there. She's rough you up, man. You know what I mean? Strap is rough me up, man. So I have to say thank you to all of y'all. I put them in last words too. I want to say thank you to all of y'all, man. For most importantly, believing in me. Even my followers here tonight who are following. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you all, Lem. I mean, let me tell you something. If you want to ask me my last word, I'll tell you, you never know who watching you.
Right.
You never know who watching you, man. I was watching him. Let me tell you how I found Lem. I was watching him, and I on his page. I was watching him for like almost 6 months, 7 months. He didn't even know I was watching him, and I said, "Hey, man, could I get you?" And he automatically jumped on. And he said, "Listen, I ain't charging you nothing, man. I just want to get an opportunity." You ever that man say? You can tell that man on point. He said, "Listen, I just want to get the opportunity," because he know once you get the opportunity, automatically money can come in, man. You know what I mean? So seek the opportunity. Don't seek the money. Seek the opportunity because the money can come in after the opportunity. You know what I mean? So once again, in my closing remarks, thank you all. I do appreciate you all, guys, for helping, us to get to this place. Thank you, guys. Love you all, man.
All right. So let's go to Mr. Lembase for your closing comments.
All right. First and foremost, thank you, Brian, for having me on. Like I said, I was always opportunity driven. I love to give back to the Black people. Listen, I'm an advocate for entrepreneurship in the Black community. So any opportunity to speak to them, especially people that's in faith, I'll take any opportunity at any given day. And last thing I leave with is just start. Whatever you do not have a business plan just sitting there for 6 years on paper and not starting. Listen, I don't care how good your business plan is. If it's the math is done and the numbers are added up, strategic, the marketing strategy. Everyone is going to go through trial and error. You cannot avoid trial and error. Trial and error is going to teach you how to become a good entrepreneur. You can't avoid it. So just start. Go through it. just start the business. Don't let strategies and ideas keep you from starting. Just put the notebook down. Just start. Start your business.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much, Lembase. And of course, Mr. Dino Cartwright for your closing comments.
I don't know what else to say, but the Bible tells us that, because I grew up in the Baptist tradition. After the bishop would have spoken,
Yes.
no one else does nothing else but you give the benediction. The bishop has spoken, but the thing is, listen, we are transformed by the renewing of our mind, and so the key is, if you want your life to be transformed, you have to be able to renew your mind, get your mind thinking like an entrepreneur, and you can do this even while being an employee. Just because you're working for somebody doesn't mean that you don't have to have the mind of an entrepreneur. That is being innovative. That is being a risk taker. That is being a person who adds value. The way that you become an entrepreneur is not necessarily just quitting and then starting right away. It's actually learning how to master somebody else's thing before you go into your own. And so I want to challenge persons, start right where you are, change your mindset, think like an entrepreneur, and your life will inevitably follow the way that your mind changes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us on this first edition of the Start Small, Think Big. Make sure in the comments below, tag somebody who you want to watch this. They can watch it on the replay. It'll be available for you. And this is the very first. So that means we're coming back with much more. And of course, you could be a part of the group. You could go ahead and search it on Facebook. Start small, think big. We'll be sharing different businesses in there, different business ideas, all that good stuff. So make sure, go ahead. If you aren't a part of the group, go ahead right now and join that group. All right. So for the team here,
hold on again. Who all would love to see a second round? Let's see some love hearts, man. Let's see some love hearts. If you guys want to see a second round of this Think Big webinar. All right, Cash, again, you can do your thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanna see a part 2, make sure I put the hearts below.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody enjoying it.
Yes. Okay, then that's good. Then you're still in. Okay.
Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that wraps it up for us tonight. We thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to see you on the next one. And of course, you make sure you have a safe evening. And we end tonight's Start Small, Think Big. One of my favorite speakers, the one and only Les Brown. It's baby boy's little baby boy, and of course, he's gonna give us a nice motivational talk as we wrap up the night. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night.
Was identified as mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I don't have any college training, but I met a high school teacher who one day changed my life. I was waiting on another student, and when he came in, he said to me, "Young man, go to the board and write what I'm about to tell you." And I said, I can't do that, sir. He said, "Why not?" I said, "I'm not one of your students." He said, "It doesn't matter. Follow my directions now." I said, "I can't do that, sir." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I'm educable mentally retarded." And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, "Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run down my eyes, and I was in the back just listening to him, because the speech he was giving, that speech was for me. And he said, "Les Brown," he said, "if you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry." I told Mr. Washington I wanted to become a disc jockey. And so I started working to develop myself. He said, "I want you to practice every day being a disc jockey." I said, "But I don't have any job now." He said, "It doesn't matter." He said that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. And as I was working to develop myself, I applied for a job as a disc jockey, WMBM on Miami Beach. I went to a guy named Milton Butterball. I said, "How you doing, Mr. Butterball? I'd like to get a job as a disc jockey." He looked at me, he said, "You have any broadcast background?" I said, "No, sir, I don't." "You have any journalism background?" I said, "No, sir, I don't." He said, "We don't have any jobs available." I said, "Yes, sir." I went back to Mr. Washington and I told him. He said, "Don't take it personally." He said, "Most people are so negative, they will have to say no 7 times before they say yes." He said, "Go back again." So I went back again. I said, "How you doing, Mr. Butterball? My name is Les Brown." He said, "I know what your name is. What do you want?" I said, "I'd like to know whether or not you have any jobs at disc jockey, sir." He said, "Didn't I just tell you yesterday we didn't have any jobs?" I said, "Yes, sir, but I know whether or not somebody got laid off or somebody was fired, sir." He said, "No one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here." I came back the next day like I was seeing him for the first time. I said, "Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you?" He looked at me with rage. He said, "Go get me some coffee." I said, "Yes, sir." And I went to get him some coffee. After a while, I would get their lunch and dinner, and I would go in the control rooms and take the disc jockeys their food, and I would not leave until they would ask me to leave. One Saturday afternoon, while I was at the radio station, a guy named Rock was drinking while he was on the air. I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room windows, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. Pretty soon the phone rang, and it was the general manager. And I answered the phone. I said, "Hello?" He said, "Les, this is Mr. Klein." I said, "I know." He said, "Rock can't finish his program." I said, "I know." He said, "Would you call one of the other DJs in?" I said, "Yes, sir." I hung the phone up. I said, "Now he must think I'm crazy." I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, "Y'all turn up the radio and come out on the front porch. I'm about to come on the air." I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get behind those controls. I put on an old Stevie Wonder record called Fingertips. I sat down behind that turntable. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing Papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. You gotta be hungry. Begin to know that you have greatness within you. And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams, and I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, you're the one. Don't give up on your dream. By continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor, never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream.